right, 5-9 gamers, welcome back to the Ultra Space Time podcast. Today, episode 68, all in the family. And as always, before we start, Twitch Prime is not a crime. So if you have that free Prime sub lying around, you want to support us for free, feel free to drop that here. Also, don't forget to check out our ! Link tree in the chat. And follow us on all our social medias, whether you are on YouTube and follow us on Twitch, Twitter, all the other stuff, or you're here on Twitch. Make sure to follow us everywhere so you can stay up to date with our latest shenanigans. And with that said, our guests today are the Honorable Azdeek. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, Palm? What's going on, guys? Everyone in chat, everyone in the comment section too.
All right, and we have Judge Bradical presiding. Hello.
I'm just kind of mad that Azdeek has moved up from free to play to honorable, dude. Where's my dude? I didn't get a pay increase. The heck is that, dude? Whatever.
It's we have our girl lover Battleamore. How are you doing?
Hello, I am me, Battleamore, the banana man of love.
Oh, that sounded very. Okay, never mind. I set you up for that one, but we
It was
talked
your own fault.
basically before we came up here. We talked about how we need another Valentine's banner, and DFree came in here, and the first words he said, "Yeah, we need more girls." So how are you doing, DFree?
What's up? And I stand by it.
Fair. Fair enough. So yeah, today's topics, we have 4 of them. We're going to talk about, of course, the Zenkai Otherworld Goku. We're going to talk about a raid that's going on. And now that Legends Festival is coming to a close, we are giving our thoughts on, how we like the celebration, what we think could improve next time, and what should definitely be back next year. And of course, we're going to speculate a bit on what's coming with video and stuff on Tuesday. And with that said, I'm going to hand it over to DFree, since you said you pretty much like the Otherworld Goku. So how are you using him?
Well, Goku, I think, is he's pretty interesting, man. I think he's really good on pretty much any team you're going to slide him into. I have a few videos that I've done with him and, play testing with him on either like movies or Super Saiyans or Sun Family. And I think he fits the role perfectly. When it came to his Zenkai, they really leaned heavily into the motif of the character and just kind of the idea of him from the movie and stuff like that. And what they do here is with the Zenkai, he has the ability to do a number of different supporting things. I mean, he restores ki, gets damaged, and then also gets damage based on Sun Family and Saga's characters. One big thing here was the addition of allowing for him to get these effects and stuff like that on movies outside of just Sun Family, because originally when he and the Goten and Gohan came out, they were all designed, and they all still have great synergy, but they were designed to just be on their family team or ideally together, because between all their kits, there are going to be specific character traits, like with Goten or with Gohan, and Goku even has a similar thing where he gets the rising rush damage, which is also really, really unique in this game, increasing rising rush damage depending on the characters that are on the team with him. Also, what they did here was they added a little bit of Vados-esque elements to him in that he doesn't do a ton of damage. I mean, I guess on Super Saiyans, obviously, he could do good damage like anybody else could, but he's mainly here to kind of stall, and they gave him the ki and the draw speed, and then he gets damage that kind of stacks as he switches in and out repeatedly. He does have the typical, 50 to 70% damage inflicted as well, but really you have here an element of just stalling, coming in and then switching back out. And then the best thing that they added into his kit was the Adept Zenkai level 3 ability, where he now can sub in, or excuse me, let me reiterate, he can reduce the sub count of himself by 5 whenever there's a blue card, ultimate, or an Awakened Arts card, and he also can reduce the sub count by 10 when the enemy uses a Rising Rush. Now, we've seen that ability on characters like Robbery or the Rage Trunks. I believe there's a couple other characters, but the utility on that and then the combination of having the blue card means that you can effectively play him in a way where you use him, switch him out, and then, can throw him out there as soon as 5 counts later, and he can save you. And I've had matches where, like on Sun Family, my Gohan would have died, for example, because Goku was 4 or 5 counts away. They're going for a blue card or something, and you could just throw Goku out there. And if he happens to live, perfect. But if he dies, he has 2 things that trigger. He has a passive effect that is going to go ahead and buff his allies by a lot. I'm talking damage, ki recovery, health, awaken and ultimate damage, and stuff like that, again, for movies characters now as well. And he also has debuffs that apply whenever he is able to be defeated to the enemy, key reduction, and then key recovery reduction, sustained damage cut effects to allies that are non-cancelable, just like pretty much everything else, by the way, being non-cancelable. And another thing that they did here was they gave him the ability to seal enemies' main abilities, which is very interesting in the design that they chose. They gave it to him when he subs out. So as opposed to entering like a character like Beerus, that's pretty much where he's at. So really, I kind of recapped pretty much everything. The green card he has is pretty good too. Shortens ally subcount, gives damage. And his blue card does some disruption with reduction of key and stuff. But really, you have a character that's kind of like a jack of all trades type of support, where he has the ability to offer the effects when he's defeated. He has some effects for allies just naturally throughout the flow of the battle. Not a ton like a character like Vados typically would have, where you swap out, you're gaining these benefits like damage and stuff like that. But he also has the disruption there, a la a support type like Beerus, or a really deep cut would be some character similar to, I don't believe he's a support type, but a character similar to Green Cooler, who still has yet to get a Zenkai. But just the disruption elements in the kit with the sealing, the key reduction, key recovery reduction, etc. And then also the best thing, like I said, the utility of being able to say, I'm going to throw this guy out there whenever I want to have him eat either one of the most hardest hitting arts in the game, or a Rising Rush, the most damaging mechanic in the entirety of the game. And I really found good relevance with that ability specifically versus characters like Ultra Gogeta, who is going to be popping blue cards left and right. So overall, I think he's really good, and he fits perfectly on pretty much any team you're going to place him in. So I had a lot to say because I really like him.
What about the other guys? Have you played him or played against him, and how do you feel about him?
I have played against him, and I say, why? Why did they need to support Gogeta and Goku and Vegeta, the tag? I was like, what? Didn't they get enough? I was like, oh my god.
The funny thing about him is that he's a yellow character, right? So like he fits these trios like incredible. Like yellow, purple, blue is like, that's top tier right there.
That is so much planned, it's ridiculous.
That is true.
Yep. I even see him get slapped in the leader slot of just like a standard mono purple team, right? Like you'll see the Goku Vegeta and Super Vegeta, and then this guy alongside them, and whatever kind of like mono purple team you want to set up. Just like how you said, he kind of fits everywhere that you want him to be, and it's just he's gonna do well. I think he's probably like one of the best. I honestly, I'm a little bit biased towards the corrupted or the merged Zamasu Zenkai, but I feel like out of the most recent free to play Zenkais, this guy is like pretty much up there. He's like really, really good.
No, I agree. I like him a lot. Like I said, I feel like there's a lot of ways to use him.
I feel like he's a Zenkai version of Vados for some reason. I might be wrong, but it feels because the green card shortens subcount. He can just easily get in with a Rising Rush, or when an opponent uses a blue card and everything. He literally is every time on the field, which is scary.
Yeah. He does a lot, honestly.
I haven't Zenkai'd him yet, but I did fight a couple of them, and yeah, no, he's a menace, dude. Because you're not expecting it the first time you fight him. Like, okay, yeah, I saw this kid. He seems pretty decent, but it's like those support units are dangerous. Like that's why Bardock is so good to this day. It's because like, if you're a support unit, you're already like probably if you support a unit that's in the meta, you're probably already on a team. Like you're gonna be really good right out the gate.
I think the comparison of Vados is an interesting one because I mean there's similar elements like I pointed out earlier, and also in their design choice and being able to have the draw speed and do just decent damage, whatever the case is, and stall and healing and stuff. But I mean obviously her support style is different because she has some disruption stuff like the key reduction and stuff and the subcount down effect, but she has more of that active type of support where she's swapping and healing and stuff. Where the Goku almost kind of outside of his green card just needs to be defeated to really kind of trigger some of that stuff. But I think the key difference there is in being a Zenkai, and having the increased stats and Zenkai abilities, that he's a character that's really tanky too. So I think that's the real difference there, is that you can use him on these teams and he'll survive, and you don't have to, sacrifice him ASAP. You have the utility to throw him out there several times. That's the point. You can throw him out there several times to eat a few hits, and he'll live through those hits and, keep going. So, and he's also, again, a good Dragon Ball farmer. And one thing I'll say about, because of draw speed and key and stuff, but one thing I'll say about his kit that I really like post Zenkai was one thing that always annoyed me about this dude, because I played with him a ton pre-Zenkai, especially when he was new, obviously. One thing that always annoyed me was the delayed key onset that he had, where like after like 5 counts he got the key and stuff. That always annoyed the heck out of me. So like they fixed that where he gets it as soon as he enters the battlefield and stuff. So that just is an example of ways that they look at these characters and try to patch up deficiencies when they give them Zenkais without obviously making them ridiculously broken in most cases. So I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think they've gotten leaps and bounds better at making Zenkais a lot more balanced and fun at the same time. That's definitely something we don't say enough over the last even like 6 months or so. Units that have come out, they feel viable now, but I really haven't felt overwhelmed by a Zenkai probably since Gohan, realistically.
Yeah, there's been a few that have come out, but they certainly have they certainly noticed that the game was at a point where if you had the Zenkais, then why do you need the new characters?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the second I saw, I don't know if it was Purple Cell. I'm gonna say it was probably like Kid Buu. That was kind of when I started to get the vibe that they're like, okay, they want these units to be relevant again, which thank God. Like, it's so much better that way to chase a new fun unit instead of like, oh great, God Vegeta's gonna body him. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like they're trying to balance the Zenkais now that you can also want to Zenkai them. But now with the system with the battle hours and missions just to get those, it's a kind of good win here for both of Zenkais and new units.
Yeah, I mean, now that Zenkais are free, you know, the content creators, they can still spend like 3-4K crystals. You know, they just you do the battle gauntlet while PvP is in maintenance. You get him to like Zenkai 3, maybe do a couple more missions, get him Zenkai 4, do the rest with crystals to do your showcases. Everybody else can also just probably wait. And, you know, you still want the new characters because, I mean, they're not overpowering. And yeah, I did one video on the trio with, you know, just the one that we're seeing on screen here. And I have to say the team itself is not that great for me. At least not in terms of, you know, like the modern meta where you have cover changes, key disruption, all this kind of stuff. And this team doesn't have any of that. No cover changes, no cover change immunity, no disruption whatsoever. So the only thing you can do is try and just throw out the Goku, you know, into a rush pretty much. And then I think that's also the only healing they have, right? Unless, other than that, it's only Goten's plat equip.
Gohan main.
He heals? True.
Yeah.
But does he heal himself or the team?
He heals himself and allies. I think there's two parts in there.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
I believe that's how it is. Don't quote me on that, but I know he heals everybody. Anyways, I think this team, though, specifically, certainly isn't. There's no reason to run that team.
Nope. Other than trying them out once.
It's a fun team. I did the same. Don't get me wrong, but there's no reason to try to run those three together.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, especially when you have. I mean, if you don't have all the options, but looking at the game in and of itself, right? When you have two other blue-purple movie characters that are just staring at you in the face, why would you use those two, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I mean, we see it on screen right now.
I mean, they're not in any way modern. I don't really like the playstyle either. One thing I don't love is the dependence on one another in terms of actual gameplay. I like the design, but the actual gameplay, it's kind of weird. Where it's like Goten's doing all these Gohan things, and you have this thing in their kits where it's like, oh, if you have Goku, Gohan, and Goten on, or like Goten's was like what, all Super Saiyan 1 characters or something like that. Sun Family Super, like it was like weird stuff. So they're clearly meant to be together, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of the climate of today's game, where they don't have the broken things anymore, you know, there's no way for them to compete with these characters that are nullifying covers and having these crazy covers and all that stuff. You're not wrong.
Yeah, you need to really make the team look good. This team.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite teams to run this unit on?
Who's going first? Me?
Go first. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I used them on that trio team. I used them on a movies team with the actual good movies characters. I used them on Sun Family. You know, I'll say probably Sun Family because, you know, one thing that, for better or worse, has happened. Oh, man, watching your footage there. Too bad you don't have Blastorm on that ultimate. One thing, for better or worse, that has happened is, you know, the Sun Family team and Gohan has largely disappeared from PvP. And it's, like I said, for better or worse, because I've seen a lot of people say, man, they'd rather fight Gohan every time than fight some of these new characters. And I can understand that. And I see the opposite too. But using him has felt really good. Now, I don't have the issue with the Z abilities on the team. In particular, if you use like Future Gohan as your yellow, because I mean, the leader slot exists for a reason. So you can still get all of what you need. But what I can tell you is that on a team with him and SS3, you have a little bit more synergy there. Because if you're obviously your third would be the Red Gohan, most likely. You have a little more synergy there because the SS3 has the part of his kit where he needs to have Saiyan allies, so you have a little more synergy there. And long story short, I've wound up liking this guy and his utility a lot on Sun Family over Future Gohan. And I have a highly starred Future Gohan, and I actually really like that character. And you could obviously make the argument the other way, but I like this guy that much to where I think that, you know, I have a little bit more fun using him on Sun Family as my yellow alongside those two LF Zenkais.
That actually says a lot about this Goku. Just enjoy, with how much we've played the game since the game came out. Like, the fact that you could, like, Future Gohan, obviously we know he's just, you know, stupid in a lot of ways, but put him down for like Goku, who's, I don't know, I mean, he came out at a different time. It's just cool. Zenkais are like really, really cool in that sense that it's this give and take where you have a unit that's so old and it's not that much fun because it's like, he's like 2 years old, but when he's done right, it's like, ooh, nice. I'm totally down.
Agreed.
Now he has relevance again for 2 months.
hey, that's 2 months he wouldn't have had otherwise, and you don't have to pay for it today.
I feel like he will be having more relevance because the movie has gotten such strong support. Like, Goku and Vegeta is just a menace, and Gogeta, even though he doesn't buff movies, because of the leader system, that he can literally be in movies, and it kind of, that Goku is insanely good support for everything. But especially in movies and Sun Family, I feel like it's way too good.
Yeah. Well, you start with those two teams specifically, you start also getting that extra ultimate damage buff, and both of those teams have characters that nuke with the ultimate. So, like, have fun with that, you know? And they both have characters that are really good late game or as last man or whatever the case is. I mean, you got to think about it. When you pair this guy with Gogeta specifically, Gogeta becomes incredible late game, especially when he starts drawing that second ultimate, doing the no switches and stuff. You pair this dude with him specifically, like not even considering how great the other characters like the LFs on Sun Family or the tag character, just Gogeta specifically. You have all these non-cancelable buffs you're picking up. You're picking up health and stuff like that, and the ultimate arts damage buff, and he's gonna do the no switch. He'll have you might already have lost your vanish. He's gonna have that ultimate force drawn, like just things like that. You really get into a situation where this Goku was very well designed. And you know, the thing about him too is like in regards to those last man standing characters, I think the best thing in his kit is you can choose when you sacrifice him. you can just throw him out there whenever. So, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the strongest part too. Just like the raw berry setup that you kind of like have where you like reduce all the sub counts. I think
but see, it's better because he can go into blue cards.
True.
Yeah.
That's where it's crazy because like I said, I had situations where like my Gohan would have died if it was any other character, literally any other character in the game. But this Goku was able to come in and save him from dying.
Yeah,
that's too good, man.
It is. That sub count manipulation is always going to be like so strong like that. And I think someone even mentioned it in chat because we were talking about how Battle, you said that you kind of feel like this is a Zenkai version of Autos, but someone said that it's like the Zenkai version of that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta that's been fairly popular, especially with the uprising of Mono Purple. And honestly, I feel like for me at least, I know other people will have, I can see the argument go either way. I personally would run this guy over that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta just because I feel like his sub count manipulation is better than the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta's. I know he gets it like on the main ability where he reduces everyone's sub count. He can also break Dragon Balls upon his death. But there are times where it's like you're constantly looking for an opportunity to rush someone that isn't that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And where with this guy on your team instead of him, it's going to be a lot harder to do that because literally anything like you do, if you find yourself without a vanish and you're just sitting there and you know your opponent has a rush and they end up using it, you're just automatically going to reduce all those sub counts and bring this guy in, even avoid the rush, right? And so it's just like, I feel like he's going to be, I think a lot of people still are going to try to like find the value in this guy. It's going to take a little bit of time. And eventually I think he will end up taking Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta's spot. I feel like he's going to tank better and then just have more value overall.
And probably do more damage on average because Vegeta hits like a wet noodle nowadays.
Yep, exactly.
Even with his buff still on.
Yeah, he's not all that great anymore.
Yeah.
The only reason
but you can't disregard the one thing in his kit that's like so good, the Dragon Balls, right? So that's kind of where people are. But I would agree with you probably if I was running Mono Purple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So what types of equips would you run on this guy?
I personally went all defense.
I mean,
Because the way I
balancing.
really liked using him was just throwing him out there, like I said, like 5-6 times just to eat blue cards, especially versus that stupid Gogeta who pops them left and right. So he's going out there to eat the hits, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I faced one in the pre-show in an hour. The rest was mono purple.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Yeah, that's how I built him personally. It's defense HP. But
I would do the
I
same
mean,
thing.
argue it could be said that that's how the best way to build several characters in the game, even if they're not like meant to be tanks. So
Yeah,
depending on your play style.
That's fair.
I would agree with that. Defensive build, I think, would be the way to go.
Yeah, especially with Battle Saiyans, since there are so many Saiyans in this game. Battle Saiyans has been
Yeah, that equip is probably like one of the best equips in the game. Like to this day, it's still.
Oh
just
yeah,
used
the one that
everywhere.
gives the pure defense, huh? On slot 2.
Yeah.
against
Yeah, yeah.
Saiyans every time they face Saiyans.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah, and by the way, how do you like this platinum equip that came out with him? You know-
It's good, but I don't really. I mean, I could use it on him, but I don't really. He doesn't do damage to me, so.
I feel like that plat equip will be more for the other Saga from the movies characters because both base defense is so good, but the third slot is just base strike attack. But there is a lot of base strike attack, like 35, and with a lot of Zenkai boost now, since this is really good for Gogeta Blue but Gogeta Blue has so many equips because he's a fusion.
And the Saiyan.
usually-
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is actually in particular like really good for SSG Vegeta, who's meant to be a tank sorta, but also really like a strike-based damage dealer.
The Super Saiyan God one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The yellow one.
Uh-huh. You mean the one
Yeah,
they
I like
Zenkai 2 weeks after Gogeta Blue's release?
Yeah.
From the picture, it could have been for the Broly.
I mean, true. But who runs this guy?
You're
ZVG.
surprised because there are so many Sam families around still to this day. And especially when Goku and Vegeta does have the tag Sam family, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
This equipment is really good, but I feel like movies has so much equipment, especially Gogeta Blue and the God Vegeta. They have so many of those equipments that they don't really need this plat equip. But I feel like many old yellows from Saga from the movies would benefit from this a lot, like Gohan, the Super Saiyan 2, the old one. There is Broly, like I said.
The bird coup is pretty good. Somebody
Yeah,
commented
Bird
that
Coup.
in the
This
chat.
would be perfect for
Yeah.
Bird Coup.
True. For the burbs.
Yep.
Especially it helps synergy with the Bardock and stuff. Still Bardock, why?
Although it does feel pretty simple though, in the same, like basically like when you look at it, it kind of just feels. It almost doesn't even really feel like a plat equip. They just put on some basic stuff and they kind of just gave it high numbers, right? Like just a high
Yeah, I
strike attack.
remember
And then,
where other equipment has more base, but in one slot, both of those.
Mhm.
And then had more of a better support. I feel like those are more better. Like GT has one, not the Rival Universe, Universal Survival Saga has one.
Yeah, and GT's is actually really good, right? Because that first slot is health restoration. I really do like that a lot. And then you do
Yeah.
have the high end base strike attack, and then you get both strike defense and blast defense on that second slot. I feel like those like are pretty good. And you compare that one to this one right here, I think this one falls just a little bit short.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very basic plat equip. That's fair. So, I feel like we talked quite a lot about the Goku and his equip, so let's move on to the raid. Since we haven't gotten enough raids yet, we got another raid against Chilled. Azdeek as a free-to-play. You likey?
I did honestly, just coming at it from a free-to-play standpoint, I think it's fine because I feel like a lot of people are using the free-to-play Frieza for this, and he's actually doing pretty good. But for the most part, I'm not a fan of, because there's like no battle bonus characters. I think that's my biggest issue, right? It's just you have Bardock and anime original sagas, I think it's too long to get through it for me at the very least, right? I mean, I can run the Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Bardock, but I'm not really running into other Zenkai Bardocks. Like it's for the most part, like I'll run into the red Bardocks, and he does fine too, but he takes a long time to, because he has like I don't know. I just feel like he takes a long time to actually get his Dragon Balls for whatever reason. I feel like they just that's my only issue with it. Pretty much, it's just the lack of battle bonus characters. Like they could have put. I don't know. I guess just because it's chilled, they're like, well, who's gonna get the battle bonus? They're like, oh, we'll just do Bardock units and Anime Saga originals. But other than that, the rewards are still really good. You know, I'm not gonna complain about the 1000 CC or anything like that. So it's fine.
1,300.
I really
even.
like this because the rewards is actually more than the normal rates. Since every time you fight, you will literally get more hoi pois and normal medals. Like you get more. You get a higher percentage of getting more reward. That is the reason why it's harder to beat this raid than normally, and less bonus characters, I believe. But the rewards you get, like from the festival, literally, I just had to fight like 2 times, and I can do a 1 multi of hoi poi.
Yeah, hoi pois are pretty great, I have to say. I love that they're back.
And the hoi poi is soon ending, and this is the final raid to actually grind. I feel like people will grind this a lot, even though it's going to take more while because this raid boss has more HP than the others, and because of the units of anime original characters and Bardock.
Yeah, but most of the times I feel like if you're doing it right, you can still kill him before the shield comes back up at the first time.
Yeah, you can. If you both have synergy with, if you have both guess correct with the cards, it will easily kill. If you both Zenkai Bardock, then yeah, no matter what, it's going to be clashes with those.
Yeah, I just have a feeling like the raid boss also tends to guess the Rising Rush a lot of times if you get it perfect, actually.
Yeah. No, straight up, do that blast, dude. It's like, all right, man, twice in one match, thank you.
Yeah, I had that too. It's like, what?
No. Dude, you know what the most annoying thing about this raid is, actually? I just remembered because I was playing it the other day, is the fact that this chilled can paralyze you, bro.
True,
why?
the blue.
Yes, dude. Why can he do that, man? Like it actually caused me to not get the double RR off because I got hit with the blue, and I'm just sitting there just constantly getting paralyzed over and over again. I'm just like, okay, like why would they let why would they let him do that to us, bro? Like I definitely do hate that. It's just like the other raid that we had where it was Broly and he could get the feint on you, and then your buddy wouldn't save you from it. Like he would just let you just sit there and like fully recover from the feint hit. Just like,
because why not?
What are you talking about, dude? No, dude, my buddy's perfect in co-op. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Every time, 10 out of 10, not even a question. I will admit that that Frieza being a boost character is perfect. I have no problem whenever he's like my buddy with it. Obviously, yeah, I mean Bardock's obviously better, but even that green Frieza, he does fine. So as long as they keep giving us that free character and then they boost for the raid, I can live with it. Doesn't bug me too much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, the raid is just good if you just want to grind, get more hoi pois and medals. I mean, I only grinded for the hoi pois, and the hoi pois reward is still good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the other thing that's different on this raid, and also RMT in chat said that the raid was just pushed out because of the problems with matchmaking, so it's probably like kind of an apology or something. It's only 3 days. And yeah, normally those raids come out after the new LF unit releases, so you have that unit as a bonus character. So yeah, with Chilled being the raid boss, you know, we're going to speculate about that a little bit later. It's like who might come. Could it be LOE? Could it be Bardock? And so on. But yeah, 3 days. I like the hoi pois. The dual rush with the Bardock, man. People keep guessing green so much. I'm getting so annoyed. It's worse in co-op, but why do people pick the green card on a dual Rising Rush when the green card is the average of your strike and blast damage and you're running a melee type unit? For me, it's like the only viable scenario of using the green card is when you don't have blast cards.
I feel like it's because people are so used for co-op and people use green card on co-op all the time.
Yeah, that's probably a habit.
That's
honestly.
still wrong there too. That's the problem.
Dude, people use green card on co-op, dude. I only click blast. And I'm like, if he matches me, he matches me.
I only pick blast too.
Like,
that's the move,
like
dude.
if I'm running a ranged unit, I'm picking strike. If I'm running a melee unit, like depending who has what stat is higher, I'm picking the other thing, you know?
You put a lot more thought into it than I do. I'm like, yep, blast card, sweet.
I think the only thing that really like takes me off is just when your buddy gets priority on the rush. So it's like he's dictating the cards and he picks the blue card, and I'm like, damn, bro, you just gave up all that damage.
Yep. If he joins in on the rush, basically. So
Yep.
when you rush first, you just get all of the choices, and then they pick from their hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess it's a raid, but we get it the new format with Hoi Poi. It's the only thing that they could do to make this even better is give out the limited co-op medals as well, just like they did last time, you know, so we could farm more of that fusion equips. Because I still only have one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a blast one, dude. I don't want it.
I got a strike one.
You want to trade?
Jinx.
I
Yes,
want the
dude.
last one.
From a juke?
Yes.
Yes.
Why did I know that battle? All right, so I guess there's not that much to talk about with the raid, so we can move on. And Legends Festival is now coming to a close in the next couple of days. We're getting the new announcement on Tuesday, and I think it's a good time to just kind of wrap it up, see what are our thoughts on this celebration. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Battleamore. What are your thoughts? How did you like the celebration overall? What were your highlights? What were your lowlights? Let us know.
Overall, the Legends Festival has been interesting. Like, it's been very interesting with the new characters, like future Trunks. People were expecting Trunks a lot for this festival, but no one was expecting the tag Goku and Vegeta. That everyone was crazy when they revealed it, especially with the Blizzard music. It's like, oh my god, I need to have it, and that's why you see Mono Purple to this day. So that's crazy.
It's like the worst history lesson ever, and that's why you see Mono Purple to this day.
But the festival has been interesting. Like, we got a 5-week raid, like, just to farm stuff. It's just too bad that they didn't bring back. They only brought back like all rising battles and stuff. But I kind of wanted to have those the old step ups, like when you fought like Majin Buu, like old equipment returns, like fighting GT, Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta, Omega Shenron, like just to have those CC back and we can grind and summon more. Like there is not much events really, that just the raid. And but I feel like the festival did a really good job with the new units. Like, it was crazy. And then Gogeta came out and everyone's like, why? I mean, it's awesome, but why? Why?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna go back to not summoning on a banner gives me 1800 Z power. Like,
Same. Same.
It's gonna be a heck of a learning curve. I'll tell you what.
They
man.
better do with the new LF banner, like they did with Ultra Gogeta. Like, you get a lot of Z power when you pull the new unit, and only get 600 when you pull the old unit. That would have been great. Am I wrong on this?
No, you're not, but I think that's going to stay exclusive to Ultras.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Sadly, I would love it. Oh my gosh, please Toshi, but realistically,
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I also feel like they might actually readjust the amount of Z power you get for ultras down from 2000
To 1000.
Yeah, it could be, because it was pretty easy to 14 star him. Well, I mean, okay, I'm saying that because I got lucky on the banner. 35k got me the 14 star Gogeta. Other people needed 50k to pull one. But you know, you just need 5 copies.
Well, I think that's going to stay as well. I think that's the intention there, because really, I mean, it was a festival banner, but there were no perks on that banner. That's their natural design choice of that specific banner. You know, the other banner's different. That's where all the incentives were. You know, the 3 times this and that. But the Ultra banner was the bare bones version of that. So I don't expect it to change in a bad way. If it does change, I would expect it to get better. Maybe like coins or something like that on there. But that's about it. I don't think it's going to change in any way. Because like I said, I think that's the design choice with Ultras. Because, you know, all the different rarities have different pull rates. And some of them are actually kind of like really drastic. I mean, if you look at like Hero to Sparking, that's a very drastic difference, you know? And that is actually in line with the math of jumping from Sparking to Ultra. That number is in line with the math. So I don't think it's going down. But like you said, it took me a long time to get just a couple copies. It really did. So some people, like always, have better luck than others.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I like the festival overall, though. I thought that they handled it well. Part 2 is kind of almost a little boring, but you know, it is what it is when you're trying to extend a celebration for that long.
Like 2 weeks. The banner was only there for 2 weeks.
You can't have like 6 weeks straight of just hype, because then it's not hype anymore, right? It's like, all right, stop throwing stuff at me. So it's kind of nice to get some downtime, get some hoi poi, like build your CC back up. I got no complaints.
But I do have hope that now with the New Year's that we get units that had almost the equal of same animation as a Cauliflower Kale.
You mean like the tag animations?
Not the tag, like assist animations. Like that was a literal good assist when I saw it. I was like, yes, please, more of this.
And then they gave us the lazy version right back after that.
Oh my god, yeah.
With Goku Black, yeah.
I was like, bro.
Yep.
But you know, my initial reaction was like, man, why didn't they keep going? Like I thought that the way that they were trending with Kale and Caulifla was like, oh, we're gonna start seeing more and more. And then like it's like, oh, well, they went kind of back to basics with Goku Black and Zamasu. And then they like shock us and like, oh, actually, here's a tag character.
Oh my god.
Which
Honestly,
is like the most perfect version of this.
Do you think Kale and Caulifla was
And
the
then
catalyst?
I immediately
for that?
was like, I immediately after that in my like video, I was like, you know what? I have an announcement. I want to amend every single assist character that has ever come out, and I want to make all of them tag characters, because now I don't like them at all anymore.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
I don't like them at all anymore. Period. I never want to see another assist again.
Well, technically,
because tag is too good, man.
I do want to see some assists, but I feel like I want to see them like good function. Like tag units sure are great, but I kind of don't want to see more of them because of how impactful it did.
How
the
good
meta.
they are, yeah. You're gonna have 6 different elements on one team, just 3 characters.
Oh yeah.
This is an extreme scenario because this is the end of the year celebration. No matter what they did, this character, even if it wasn't a tag, was going to be just this good and impactful.
Yeah.
So like, who knows how often we'll eventually get tag characters, but if it's like outside of a celebratory reason, like, you know, like anniversary, for example, then they probably aren't going to be this good. I mean, you really got to think about it. Like things like the tag benefits, like this Goku Vegeta get like the healing, also the draw speed, all that stuff is subject to change with the next character. The next character could be completely bunk, you know? So it is what it is.
Imagine a Legends All-Stars tag.
Or the next character could even be twice as good, DFree. You never know, man.
I mean, they could. I hope not.
Like, let's not scale too quick now. Hold on. But
I'd hope not.
they get double card draw speed
Power
and they heal
creep
twice as
would be for
much.
Yeah, I'd hope not.
Brad do be
I don't know,
dreaming.
man.
Imagine
Nah,
Legends.
Goku and Vegeta are like D ranked, dude. They're not even that good. Don't
Yeah.
listen to people.
The next it's going to be a Legends All-Stars tag character, and he's twice as good.
Oh my god. But overall, I think this Legends Festival is really good for everyone who wanted to start back from the beginning or who doesn't have played the game. This celebration was a real juicer for them.
Yeah.
Though it was just, I feel like it was just more for those who just started the game or came back, more for those who were veterans.
Dude, 100%. Because I know people that are like basically like on the same boat as me. They're free to play. And they did not have a better account than me before this celebration, and just with the 3 times rate alone, with the 3 times Z power drop rate, they were able to completely catch up to my account, and they only had like maybe like a year of playing just because they were just getting all of these sparkings caught up, and they're even the more relevant sparkings because these banners are so damn valuable. I think that in terms of summoning. In terms of the banners that they put out, the festival is absolutely perfect. I don't think any events, any banners as of in the near future are going to come close to touching these kinds of banners. But I do agree with you, Battle, that the events were kind of lacking. I honestly, a part of me, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but a part of me wanted them to bring back like the LBR mode. You know, like just a little throwback real quick, like an extra game mode in there, like an event style like game mode for the Legends Festival. But fortunately did not happen. Maybe we'll see it in the future. I don't know if it's just locked away for good now.
Yeah. I mean, it also, I have not seen so many reroll accounts before. I think, because probably also good players, maybe all those free-to-play players, that didn't have crystals saved, like RMT says in the chat right now, they were a massive disadvantage, like veteran F2P accounts with no CCs. And then a bunch of people rerolled. You see those 14-star Goku and Vegeta teams with like 10 GGs in PvP in the high rank. It feels kind of weird. It's like,
That's what I was saying.
Dude, I love that.
In a couple of my videos, I was like, hold on.
Is that
normally
legit?
I would disregard the low GGs accounts. Like maybe this guy maybe is a little too high up and I don't even put it in my video. But I was like, I've been playing some players that are really good with like no GGs. I'm pretty sure people were re-rolling on that banner.
Yeah.
It fools you into a false insecurity. You're like, oh, dude, I got this match. And then you get stomped and you're like, all right, well, okay.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I was like, oh, I'm going to just not worry about this match. Because, you think you got it in the bag. And it's like, oh, wait, this guy's actually really good.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, he's like dropping combos and like charge stepping on you every time. And it's like, all right, sweet. Okay, cool. So it's a real match and I already lost 2 characters. It's not in the video now.
I'm starting.
Yep.
Yeah, but if I throw my 2 cents in, I love the triple rates and 30% sparking rates. I think maybe some people expected the LF rates to be tripled as well, which I think they weren't. So it was just 30% SP rate, which was still insane if you had to max out a bunch of characters or didn't have a bunch of characters. I like that both banners had also a side piece. The Broly and the Rose and Zamasu were pretty good. I mean, Broly you don't see as much, but he is good with the card draw speed. Rose and Zamasu I think were a little bit more impactful. There were not that many events to play with, especially for veteran players. There was not that much to do in the first part of the celebration. And then part 2, we got the Ultra Gogeta, which was, it was crazy. Another video and stuff. And then we got the Frieza, the savior of LOE.
Yeah.
We got the Goku in there.
Oh, the Code Goku. True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, the savior of mono purple.
Yeah, and then that was the first time they ever introduced RP boosted characters, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a thing as well, and not just for one season, right? This was like the second season in a row now. So
RP boost is not.
And I know everybody, like myself included, is hoping that stays on like free characters.
Yes, exactly.
Please don't put that on summons.
And,
other games have stuff like that on summonable characters.
Yeah, that
I
would
wouldn't
suck.
be surprised if they do, but I really don't want it.
No, that would be. I also don't think that would be good for the game. But yeah, I'm using the Frieza right now, Battle, and he's still getting RP boosts this season. So who knows how long? Yeah, and who knows how long they're going to leave that there? Maybe just this season, and then they'll just go back to nothing.
Man, that's no fun.
Yeah, we got 5 raids. Not gonna lie, at one point I was kind of burnt out from grinding the raid, and I didn't even get the erasers, which I usually always get. So I was like, kind of don't feel like playing that anymore because it is a lot of grinding.
I stopped playing the raids.
Yeah, they also introduced one of the potentially worst metas in the game, or at least like most monotonous metas. Speaking of mono purple, you saw like future every 5th match maybe, and everything else was just mono purple with the Zenkai Super Vegito as well, which I think a lot of people were waiting for. So that's cool. And other than that, I think the event side was lacking quite a bit. And I still want them to bring back something challenging like Challenge Rush or the Hercule Rising Rush Challenge, whatever it is, but make it actually hard, so you don't just cheese it with float step. And I mean, one thing to do is you could just say, okay, you need to clear it under this amount of time because float step costs you a lot of time, so something that's hard.
It seems like they haven't had any of that type of content specifically in a long time.
Yeah.
Like there's content that they used to do that they've cycled away from, and it seems like that's some of the content that hasn't been here in months and months.
Yeah. Also, do you remember these stages? I forgot what it's called, like Try to Surpass Me or whatever, that gives tickets for the next upcoming LF banner? I haven't seen one of those in a bit too.
That's why I said it feels like some of the content that they don't do anymore.
Yeah. They don't want to give tickets anymore.
Probably. But I think what they do is, as opposed to just not giving certain things, they find ways to give it in different places via different things, like whether it's adventure rewards or different types of content that they're putting out. And they find ways to disperse the same amount of rewards. And I think the biggest indicator of that was I don't really know the math on it, so don't quote me on it, but I feel like it's probably similar. But removing CC from space-time and putting it in the new mode, right? So like I think that that's one of the things that they really try to do is to strive for more playtime and then in turn, redistribute the rewards or try to give you different rewards, more rewards, whatever the case is. And that's a good example of it. So maybe that's why we don't see some of that content anymore, is because technically in their books, they've accounted for it elsewhere, the rewards.
Could be.
Again, I don't know the actual math on that. I'm sure somebody tracks these things, but I don't, so.
I mean, yeah, we'd said that way back when they took that CC out and everybody like lost their mind. It's like, dude, it's popping up other places. They're just not going to tell you it's the other places.
Yeah, well, I know for a fact that that's what the design choice was with that, and that's what they do. So, I mean, I'm not really surprised. But I like with the content, like try to surpass me and challenge rush and stuff that they don't do. I think the same might be the case there.
Well, I mean,
But
I can tell you just as somebody who doesn't.
Sorry, let me just say this
Go ahead,
really
you're
quick, Brad. Pomp jumped on something that I thought was really interesting, the meta. I remember prior to the tags, and I'll just keep this very short, saying and thinking, and everybody saying and thinking that, mono would never really be relevant because of the fact that it's so easily countered. But boy, did they find a way to throw egg on everybody's face with the tag.
No, literally, they were like, dude, what's going to make it the best team in the game? Just for at least.
My goodness, did they find a way to flip all of that? So that's all I have to say on that. So.
Oh my god.
Mono
I
what?
kind of like it though. Because I haven't seen a mono team in so long, and now it's like it kind of irritates me. I'm gonna be honest when I see it now, but it's come full circle. But no, 100% agree with you. Like literally, I remember countless YouTubers be like, nah, it's just not gonna happen. Yeah, Broly's pretty decent, whatever else. Oh, type neutral, and it's like you don't even need to be type neutral. Doesn't matter. Literally doesn't mean anything. I love it.
You just switch type, easy peasy.
Yep. You're good to go.
One blue card, yellow units. Always feels so good when you're on the receiving end of those. Man, how many times have I lost my future Gohan to one Vegeta blue card?
Literally a single one, right?
That's so much fun,
Oh
dude.
my god.
Love it.
Even
I love being that
LF
Vegeta.
Frieza
Let me
bomb.
put it that way. I like being that Vegeta. But
Or my LF Frieza. Yeah. That happened a couple of times today.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't like
just
the
the
idea
norm,
of just
man.
getting one shot. Remember when they advertised hit as being like the one hit KO unit? I honestly was kind of scared of him.
Wait, the yellow
Of
one
his
or the
card.
blue, purple
the
one?
purple one. The purple one. Remember they advertised him like, oh, like he's gonna have like an insane like blue card, and he's gonna like one hit or whatever. And it kind of just it did a lot of damage. But this Vegeta part of the Goku Vegeta unit is truly the one hit KO, especially against yellow units, man. Like he just one shots people left and right.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with them is that after they start tagging a couple of times, it's just like the blue card is just going to do an insane amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to get one hit. And then the stupid Goku does the thing where he gets the vanish back. So really,
Yeah.
just I'm done with that unit.
Yeah, dude.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, but the Legend Festival, everything was interesting. It's just that some parts were not up to what I wanted to, but else it was really fun. The banners, like everyone wanted to summon, get all the units to high stars because of all that C power. That was great. And then Gogeta came and everyone's like, my god. Even though he felt oddly familiar of someone else's animation, but everything else was really good, like raids, everything. Everyone who started the game, like every reroll account was like, yes, get that.
And those
And,
were certainly the best banners in the game ever. So like that's an incredible time to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reroll.
Yeah, especially
Dude, I
now,
even
though,
watched
it's only a
Toon,
few
who
days
like
left.
Toon barely even played at all, and he was like, "Do you think I should like grind the story up to get these banners?" And yes, do it, yes.
Yeah.
And now he has a 14-star Gogeta, like, yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what I love too is in the first reveals and stuff, it was like an hour and it was all just like bam, 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 straight content. There was no fluff, like no devs playing PvP against each other and stuff like this. I would say, and then also the Spanish community manager, I was like, let's move on. And you're just like, wait, there's more. And it took an hour. And then, they were like, here's Sort of Hope Trunks. Everybody lost their shit. Whoa, my God. 10 seconds later, Sort of who? There's Goku and Vegeta. It's like instant dwarf. That was so funny.
Dude, you even see
that's
that
exactly
like
how
right
it
now.
was, too.
Yeah, you see it literally right now, bro. I see so much less of Trunks than I do of the Ultra Gogeta and the Goku Vegeta unit right now. Like, he completely got buried. Like, and Future's still amazing. Like, that whole team
The
is
thing
still
about
amazing.
it is he definitely deserves more credit than he gets. That guy's insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is the first time we're even mentioning him on the podcast, and it's almost an hour in, so.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, like, yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Future did get their support because before this, they were like literally the various squishiest of teams, and now they are one of the tankiest teams.
Oh, they're so annoying to fight against, dude.
And they also barely had any Zenkais, and now it's like they don't really need them.
Yeah. They're just
yeah.
chatted like that, dude.
If you can get like a Red Star Gohan and Trunks, and there's the Rose and Zamasu, you're good. You don't need Zenkais.
Yeah, you don't even Zenkai bench, huh? Like in the optimal lineup, their optimal bench. Like I see the yellow EX Broly, and I see Mai, and then maybe another health buff, or maybe just triple health buff. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, if you put like Rose and Zamasu in the leader slot and just do like Hybrid's health bench.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to have Rose in there just in case, but then I never used him, in case I needed to Rising Rush endurance units. But not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I like to see now after this festival that they give boost to teams that need it. Like, there is so many sagas that has not get the boost, like Dragon Ball Saga. Please, Super Warriors. That's what I want, please. And other stuff.
Girls.
There is some... Yeah, girls totally need it. Absolutely. Fan service. We need 21 lab coat transformed to Margin. That works too. Give them their exclusive equipment too. Everything. We need everything. Legend Road doesn't not exist anymore, literally. You have not seen them in the meta for so long because they don't get support. It's literally changed to event exclusive.
Yeah.
And, that didn't what I wanted it to happen, like the equipments and stuff. But
Yeah.
They don't even finish the
They dropped the
Zenkais
ball.
that are not, they could have at least Zenkai all those units that didn't get one, like Yardrat Goku and Great Saiyaman and whatnot. Just finish it,
yeah.
Even the other event, dude. Like what was the Broly events called? Like the Rising Battle like characters. Like they forgot about those guys. Like I understand they're probably not. I don't know when or if they're going to ever revisit a new character for the Rising Battle. But I would love for them to revisit them and at least grant them some Zenkais. Maybe not the Vegito just yet, right? Maybe not him just yet.
No,
But the Ginyu.
No, fusions could really use the help, Azdeek.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But the Ginyu Goku, I would be down for him to get a Zenkai. That'd be fun. I feel like that would have been a little fun event that they could have thrown in there or something sometime soon, right?
Yeah, but like I said, what I want is that units that, or tags or sagas that have not been getting a lot of support last year will get much support this year. Because it kind of needs it. There is so many units that have not been released yet. There's so much possibility what they can do.
I think the biggest problem is the tags that need it the most just don't sell that well. Minus Lineage of Evil. Like that one would sell really well, obviously. But aside from that, yeah,
they
like
have
Super
done it
Warriors and stuff, as
before.
much as we love TN and all them, they just wouldn't sell on like a hype banner, right? So they got to slide it in with something else. Like if we got like a new cell, you could then chuck us a TN. That would do that kind of stuff. At least that's how I always see
They
gacha
could
games.
do what they did last year. Like they released like Yamcha in the launch, and people didn't really want to summon on that because they wanted to wait.
Yeah, but I'm sure
that right
that's-
there would be a reason as to why they wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, 100%. Because that banner, everybody goofed on it because it was like, okay, like, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way people
goddamn
view
break.
those is an easy skip, quote unquote. So
Yep.
they don't want easy skip. They want you to pull on everything.
Yeah. Or sleep.
So
It's a break, god damn it. There's so much I
But
could
see,
summon.
but again, you can
the thing
slide
is,
it
it
in there
doesn't
so
even matter how
easily.
good they are. So,
It's true though. Yeah, honestly, because launch it wasn't even that bad when she came out with DKP.
no,
pretty
they're both
decent,
still
to be
pretty
honest.
good.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's just it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still
'Cause
use
of
launch
popularity.
with Khalifa and Kale.
Yeah, they're good. They're all good, and their Z abilities are really good. And they purposely made them like that. They purposely tried to make them really good, give them really good Z abilities, and also Yamcha I think is like one of the only characters with like green yellow Z ability. So like
Yeah.
they purposely tried to do things like that, knowing how it would turn out to try to offset it a little bit, right? To get just a few more people to go in. So like the idea is with the teams that are underrepresented, they're underrepresented for a reason, unfortunately, because I want these teams to have more, but there are teams that have always been like that, and it's for a reason. It's because they have to either take the chance and put them on banners, like we talked about, like how they did the girls banner for Valentine's Day, and that was pretty awesome a couple years ago, but there's a reason that it's not a very common thing they do. Or they've got to put these characters with actual marketable characters like a Goku or a Fusion or something like that and try to make it work, you know? That's just that's the unfortunate side of running a business like this, is that you can see what will and won't happen. But I do wish that just for the record, I do wish that we had those things. It's just how often are they going to be willing to take a chance?
Yeah, if it affects the bottom line, you know they're going to play it safe.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, and that's what any business would do. For
Exactly.
the record. It's not like it's not a bad decision, you know. So it is what it is.
Fair.
And that, the community is the reason why, is that, you know, people say they want these things, but not enough people want these things.
It's usually a vocal minority, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why for celebrations, it's always some of the same stuff in both of the games. It's Fusion this, Fusion that, or SS4 this. It's like there's a reason, you know? And
Hype.
these other characters can't jump into this grouping.
Fair,
That's why you
fair.
get Future every damn celebration.
Yep, basically.
They're so good. Alrighty. Looking at the time, we have one more topic that we want to talk about, and that is, obviously you already know it, we're getting a video and stuff again on Tuesday, and I believe it's 3 p.m. Central European time. That should be 9 a.m. Eastern. Brad, what do you expect? Since they also, I think, explicitly said multiple characters, right?
I mean, it's so hard because this is a weird time of year. Like last year we got Future Gohan and everybody was like, huh? It was like, okay, I guess, yeah, down. So I don't really know if you could leap straight into, you know, going off Frieza. We have the Chilled raid. Obviously, I want a cool Bardock. Bardock's probably in my top like 5 characters. But realistically, Lineage of Evil needs something, man. Give me a Bardock with a really good Frieza or Cooler, and I'm down. Just, you get into that weird spot where like Cooler is a whole separate thing than Frieza. Yeah, they're related, and Frieza's with Bardock, and we just got a free-to-play Frieza. I don't know, I mean, a good Zenkai, red Bardock Zenkai, and then, or green Bardock Zenkai, give me that. That's what I want to be toxic.
I was gonna say Red Bardock could be a scary one.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me the green one then.
Please.
Actually,
the
either
green
one of them would be
too.
pretty scary. Yeah, either one of them is gonna be on main too. You don't have to wait 50 counts, bro. Like,
Free,
I'd say-
how about the yellow Bardock getting a Zenkai?
Yeah, I'd be down for
I mean,
that.
I wouldn't
God.
hate
I'd be
it,
down for that.
to be honest.
EX.
Like, I don't need more movie buffs, but I wouldn't hate it though.
No,
so.
the EX one.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of
cool.
dope.
that's a really easy one to do because
He's that
just
first
be on a
character that
story
came
or
out that was
whatever.
like, you guys remember chasing him? Like
Yeah.
that was like the first EX that was like, whoa, wait a minute, this banner has a different character on it. Like,
yeah.
I remember that. And I got him on a daily one time, and I was like, oh my gosh. And
His blue card did what, like 75% special move?
Yeah, it was ridiculous, actually. He'd actually be kind of a cool one. I wouldn't mind that. Give me that little guy, get his Zenkai, and then give me a new Frieza Cooler. Even a chilled. I'm not like a big chilled guy, but I'll take it.
What?
Lineage
You're
Evil
the
needs
biggest
something.
chill guy I know.
True.
I mean, hey, that special, I'm not gonna tell you it doesn't hold a place in my heart. That's long before YouTube. Like that special's like definitely. But I went around telling all my friends, dude, Bardock's the first Super Saiyan, bro. So I don't know. I don't know, man. There's so many things. But realistically, it's probably gonna be straight out of left field like it was last year with Gohan. Because they have a tendency to do that where they don't just like line it up perfectly like, oh sweet dude. Like they're like, here's Goku and Vegeta, and you're like, what? Oh, okay. So
I guess.
what are you guys feeling? What's your guys' thoughts? What do you want?
Personally, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if we do get a Bardock, if it does happen, if we speak it into existence, I want it to be a base form Bardock. If they want to make him go Super Saiyan, I would love for them to just take the Fighters approach, to where he just, you know how like he has his dramatic finish in Fighters where that's where he turns Super Saiyan. That way he can't actually buff the Super Saiyan tag. That's how I would want him to be. Like have
And
him
he also wouldn't be
transform
on
into
it.
ELF.
Ultimate skill,
Wait, what?
a transforming ultimate skill.
Yeah, something like that where he can't keep it. That would be actually so damn cool, right? Like it where he can't keep the Super Saiyan tag itself. I don't want him to have that.
I mean, you could make it only DLF, right? So only when you actually land DLF, he transforms in the animation.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, so
Any
similar
of
to
that.
Ape Vegeta. No, I was thinking something similar to like the Red Bojack is what you meant. But
Oh.
you mean similar to?
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same.
to Ape Vegeta,
Yeah.
to where he's like not really a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, dude. I don't want another Super Saiyan Bardock. We need the based Bardock.
Oh, gotcha. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it's kind of weird, like we were talking about. Like, there are a lot of times where you could see where it's gonna come. For example, I know that like pre Legends Festival, one of my top predictions was a Super Gogeta, coincidentally. And I was like, I just feel like this is where this is going if you look at X, Y, and Z. And you can do that for a lot of celebrations. But this one right here, like this LF is like in a weird spot. There's mismatched content coming off of the celebration characters. Are they going to continue to build on some of these teams? Or are they going to go and start working on some other stuff? There's this Frieza that's here. There's this Chilled. It's like, are they going to Bardock? Are they going to LOE? Are they going to just start moving somewhere else? I really don't know, man. But what I'll say is the popular answer is, I don't know if we need another LF LOE character, but at least give them something on the banner. As we talked about, some of those characters, the reason why they're not as common is maybe not as to the same degree as some of the other characters, but maybe not as popular. So
Okay.
maybe they can get some. And there's old LOE characters that could also serve as a Zenkai, because, Zenkais are going back to being bi-weekly thing and stuff like that whenever this cools down. But, they're like Green Cooler, I mentioned him earlier, he could be one. There's old characters that they can do to really start building the LOE theme up again as well. Like I said, I don't know if they need to drop another LF for that, but just getting the team rolling would be fine. The only issue with like Bardock is like, one thing I've always not too much liked is the separation between anime original and movies. It's because like obviously those are not movies, so I get the idea, but it really kind of hampers those characters like Bardock to where he's gonna be forced to either buff anime original or be on like a Saiyan team, or I guess like Team Bardock if they want to go for that again, right? So just kind of weird. And I don't think Saiyans needs anything else anytime soon, because Goku and Vegeta are like all encompassing because they're leader skill, or not leader skill, too much other games, but their Z ability. So like stuff like that. But like, also speaking of the leader skill, we have the leader skill. So like, I just don't think Saiyans need anything. So I really don't want to see it, not a Zenkai, but an LF Saiyan at all, just for the record. I wouldn't be opposed to a Bardock, but I don't want to see it.
I'm not against
I mean,
him, but
just
I'm
give me a
against him.
sparking Bardock and then buff a different team with him. I'm totally down for that. Give me an LF Shugesh.
No, but the thing is with that is we have the leader skill. So unless they're gonna say, oh hey, unless he's with these characters, he doesn't get X, Y, and Z like they did with Trunks.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be the same thing because you're just gonna put him with the best characters.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. But how can you not say I don't know about LOE, man? I want LOE to get something, and especially since in the English version they're saying some long-awaited new characters, plural, will show off, or they will show them off. I am hoping maybe LF Cooler with like his squad. Yeah, you could have like LF Cooler, and then you could have like Salza, Thouser, whatever you want to call him, as like a side sparking, and then you have Mayonnaise and the other guy, Dore or whatever his name was, as like extremes.
So that dude's name is Mayonnaise?
No, it's Naze.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just as good as gas. Yeah.
I mean, it's better
That'd be
than
cool. I wouldn't mind
Ballsack guy on the Turles squad, right?
But is that a long-awaited character?
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know about Thouser being long awaited.
Do you remember though when they said that character is finally going to be playable, and then they released the Apul squad? I think they're trolling.
That was an iconic moment in Dragon Ball Legends history.
Wasn't that the one where they had the trailer
Yes.
and they were in the trailer and it's just like, whoa, okay.
Everybody was like, "What the frick is this?"
That was perfect, dude.
I feel like they could troll us, just because we say, you also said, they're coming out of left field with this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like LF Salva, blah, blah. Now I mixed them up, but
Salsa.
Celza, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's something else, but it's just like if we want to take them at face value, I don't know what they could drop that's not in the game that's highly anticipated. So
King Cold,
Junior.
Mecha Frieza,
what?
I mean,
Mecha Frieza would
that'd
be a good one. I'm surprised there's no Mecha Frieza yet.
or King
That'd
Cold.
be cool.
Nah, he's not highly anticipated.
Yeah, that's
Though
true.
he would come out with Mecha
Garlic
Frieza.
Junior.
Goresh has made
God.
him highly anticipated.
I was gonna say, I mean,
my
people are waiting for that because of a certain
Yeah,
person
I'm just
we know.
waiting on Goresh's video. It's like he's finally here.
Oh my god, dude, that video
By
hit
the way,
like
I just
300,000
I
views
want
in
to
like
kind of add
5
something
minutes.
because I see people talking about Salza. I want to just kind of add that it's Thouser.
Okay.
Hey, look, man, I played Tenkaichi, bro. Like, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me it's called, but
Fair.
Just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, they're both right, obviously. But Thouser. We're rocking with Thouser. Hashtag Thouser in the chat.
Also, do you think they'll finally give us an update on the guild update? Kappa.
No, that thing's been scrapped. It's totally been scrapped.
Yeah.
Trouser. Yes, it's Elf Trouser.
No.
But yeah,
It's
that guild
Thousand
update,
Island
man.
Thouser.
All right. So did we miss anybody? Anybody else want to add their expectations or their speculations for Tuesday?
I think one thing that I want to say is that if you look at the banner that dropped last January, it was the future Gohan alongside the good Android 21. So these two units that come out might be completely like just unrelated to each other as well, right? So, what if we get another
Oh
Android
yeah,
21?
the characters that release could be unrelated from each other.
Mm-hmm.
If there is more than one, we don't know. It's translation stuff.
Yeah.
Lab coat 21.
I forgot Gohan came out with 21.
Yeah.
Dang.
It was a very weird combination.
Yes.
I think it's because Gohan destroyed androids with their fake LF and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you can make the connection there.
That does make sense.
It's
Yeah.
fake out.
When she, we were talking about the green 21, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something similar does happen. I mean, I think Battle mentioned earlier, but maybe something similar this year does kind of happen with like a fighters integration or something because of like Battle Hour and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe.
So, something is possible, I guess.
I mean, I didn't think we'd have 321s in the game, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, wouldn't shock me.
Give them their own plat equip, like fighter edition.
Oh, fighters? Like a fighter-specific plat equip?
Yeah. Only 21 can have that.
Unless they release like a 16 fighters like Dokkan did
Yeah, Dokkan did that once upon a time.
a long time ago.
If they Zenkai that purple 21, she could be nasty.
Yes, dude.
Like, she would
This time
be
last
like,
year, they Zenkai'd the blue one.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did Zenkai the blue one when the green one was released.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so fighters buffs incoming? For the fighters
I
tag?
mean,
That's a new
does
tag
line
that
up
Jonathan
pretty
was
well.
talking about earlier in the pre-show.
It's not a tag, it's more of a saga.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I would say we're gonna cut it off here. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back with questions from chat. Don't forget to, get them ready. Now you can go get a quick break, get yourself a drink or whatever you have to do, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. Alrighty, and we are back. So I'm gonna hand it over to MC DFree, and I want to see all your questions in chat. And as always, donations take priority, but we're trying to answer as many as we can. Here we go. Take it away.
All right, so we have the first one here from Shablam. He says, if you could give Rival Universe androids, LOE, or region an LF, who would it be?
Rival Universe, Region, or LOE?
Or androids.
Or androids.
An LF, who would it be?
Cooler.
And
I would say Rival Universe for me.
Rival Universe for me too. Kefla.
Oh, yeah, dude, a Kevlar. Let's
No,
go.
thank you.
yeah,
I'll be
dude,
down
that's
for that.
so Battle's on his toxic stuff today. I got it.
What? What do you mean toxic?
Yeah, let's just buff fusions, girls, and Saiyans all
It
at
could
once.
be
No
only
big
for
deal.
Rival Universe and girls. It doesn't have to be fusions.
I think we learned the game doesn't work that way anymore. You can just rock stuff wherever you want to rock it now.
Oh,
But
touche, but still.
I would also.
Kev was hype. I feel
Okay,
Be
okay.
down
If
for
that's
the
not the
full power
case,
jury.
Ribrianne.
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 An LF Ribrianne.
Yeah, no one
She turned
dispo, dude.
giant with
Where
the
she
power of love.
is
I
she the
love you,
second
Battle.
grade ape unit?
Battle is
Oh my god.
a top tier.
If we're doing that, we can get Anilaza.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's my goat.
damn. Yeah, he was the MVP, right? Until he got kicked.
Yep, definitely. All right, well, I have a more serious one here. Just to get it out in the open, has Brad ever winked? Why is he winking in his stupid picture? Is he mocking us, taunting us? My grandma only had one eye, and this isn't funny, Brad, okay?
I apologize, homie. I didn't even know I was roasting you. Sorry about that.
Have you ever winked, Brad?
I didn't draw it, but
Oh my god.
Brad, you have
well
to
now
answer the
now
question.
that's the lore now. Yeah, no, I'm roasting his grandma, and I have winked, yes.
Oh, you have winked,
Oh my
okay.
god.
Oh yeah, dude, no, I
We
wink
haven't
all the
seen
time,
it, so we
bro.
needed confirmation.
Oh
I
my
wink all the
God,
time, bro.
dude.
In the next
Well, we
YouTube
did
video in the intro, wink 3 times.
Oh, dude, I'm 100% gonna do that. Yeah, me and Slow got something planned. I'm 100% just gonna start with a big old wink, bro. That sounds really weird. Holy crap!
Oh
the
my
big
God.
old wink.
All right, well, actual more serious one. After we had both the Blue Boys and Sword of Hope Trunks for the celebration, do you think that we'll get UI and Jiren for the 4th year or not?
That's a hard one. I want it, but
I mean, it's kind of a speculation at that point, but it's so far away.
Yeah, my crystal ball's in the
it'll
shop
be
right
here
now.
tomorrow, basically, dude. Like, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine? We're 3.5 years into this game. Think about that. It's insane.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, we're kind of like 3.5. We're smack dab in the middle, where it's like there's just enough time to say it's far away, but also like it's closer than you would think. It's in the middle of the
End
year.
of May, right?
And if 2021 was any indication of how fast the freaking year goes, well, that's gonna be here like soon. So, you know, what I'll tell you is on the topic, I would say that it's very just outside, like, you know, we have like 6 months, whatever the case is. From now, looking out, forecasting, it's very likely, right? Just realistically, thinking about it, we had the same idea with Gogeta last year. It was like, okay, well, seriously, when is he coming out? Because he didn't come out during the end of the year, and by Gogeta, I mean SS4. It's like, okay, well, they're clearly going to save him for anniversary, and that is what wound up happening. But if you remember this year, and it's actually happened pretty much every time, if you go back to what I mentioned earlier, where you can kind of see the pattern that they release content in, and it kind of ramps up to what they're looking for. Around 3.5, 4 months from now, we'll have a very clear indication of possibly a direction that they're going to go where it comes to 2 to 3 different tags or teams or groupings of characters, right? Where they'll start pumping out this character, and it's like, oh, why did they release this here? If you remember last year, like the dogs came out, it's like, oh, well, that's
Yeah.
interesting, you know? So like, especially in that month and a half, 2 months leading up to the anniversary, you'll really start to see things like that where it's like, okay, we are getting this. And if we are going to get that, in this case, it would probably be stuff like this year. I don't think it'll be as extreme as this year where GT started getting every freaking thing. They got a bunch of Zenkais right before, like there's a bunch of stuff out of nowhere. And for a while, it might still be, I guess, but for a while it became the most premium team in the game with all the Zenkais and stuff. And they weren't, you know, the Battle Gauntlet style. They were the summonable style. So like, right now, though, just forecasting out, I'd say, long story short, yeah, it's very likely that that's where they're going because there's not much else really that they haven't done on that magnitude yet. But also, maybe not, never mind. I don't know when Superhero comes out, but maybe they tried that, but I don't think it'll be mid next year or this year, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the date, so.
I think I was looking at like statues on Big Bad Toy Store, and you have Gamma 1 and 2. Their statues go on sale in like April, so that's a speculated date.
Yeah. Although I don't know if a collab would be their anniversary type deal, but it certainly could be an end of the year as a major forecast out this time next year type deal.
I can see that.
Yeah, or Legends Festival. So who knows? But I think, just like I said, forecasting out for the anniversary, I mean, there's not a ton that they haven't done that's anniversary worthy. And eventually they're going to get to the point where, like Dokkan, they just start doing the same stuff. It is what it is. So, who knows? Anybody else have anything on that, or do we want to move on?
I don't have anything else
Nothing to
specific
add.
on it because I mean I want it,
really.
but yeah, it's hard to see it till, like you said, like 2
Yeah.
months out, right?
Like, ask that question in like 3.5, 4 months. You know, so that's when we'll start. Oh, well, we just got this, and then maybe a week from that we get that, and like stuff like that. So 4 or 5 months, whatever. So the next one here is, so I know we don't want SSJ buffs, but transforming Broly. He starts off with the blue hair and explodes just like in the movies. What do you guys think? So, he's talking about the original Broly with the blue hair and what, Super Saiyan 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Well,
think so too. Yeah.
don't we already have that Broly now, but he doesn't have the blue hair?
I don't.
It's been a while since I've seen the original
It's with the
Broly movie.
it's the
I don't think
second
we have
coming
the
Broly,
original
right?
Broly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
still
don't
need
have
a
that one.
blue-haired one.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, we don't have the base form from that movie to transforming into that.
Yeah, it would be the skinny base,
Right.
controlled Broly to the blue hair Super Saiyan 1, I guess.
I don't think in Second Coming he ever had the blue hair, did he? He just started.
That's
out
why I
as a
said
Super
it's.
Saiyan.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's just the original movie because
Yeah.
obviously Bio Broly doesn't count. So
Oh, what are you talking about? No, he counts.
Dude, I want a Goten and Trunks from the Bio Broly movie so bad, bro.
trust me, I want that, and I want the Krillin too,
Oh, yeah.
because he was just as integral
Yes.
at the end there.
That's the first trio unit right there. Gonna have 3 tags.
Yeah. So how do we feel about that? A transforming Saiyan to Super Saiyan.
Yikes.
I
Super
feel like that's
Saiyan.
gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be busted, dude. Like transforming units already, dude, and just a Saiyan into a Super Saiyan. I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. But I want him in the game. Right?
Kind of. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you were still talking. My bad. I was going to say that we can kind of have an idea of how that would somewhat work, not in terms of kit, but like the playstyle. In terms of we already have like a transforming Saiyan character that you could pair with Bardock. And one thing I don't love about that pairing is that it's really slow. I don't like it. Where you have to transform first and then you pick up the tag and then you have Bardock buffs after that. Like it's very slow. It's like probably like a 30 count ordeal, you know?
Yeah.
So-
I feel like
That's the only
that
thing I
should
don't
be
love.
actually a good thing, so we don't have to abuse Bardock's abilities way too fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing for balance, I guess. But I mean, Bardock is what he is, man. I don't know how long they can skirt. Well, to be fair, they gave up on trying to skirt around Bardock for this Ultra character. But I don't know if they'll even continue anymore because it's just he is what he is, man. It's just gonna happen. So I'm not at this point. I know we don't want it, but I've already kind of accepted it because I don't think anything they're dropping is gonna top this stupid Gogeta. And like they tried to make him the same color. I don't know if that was to offset the usefulness with Bardock, but it certainly didn't work. So
Yeah.
No,
I
not
don't
at all.
care.
Especially since he goes type neutral after he loses an ally. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's something else, man. He does no switch, type neutral, whatever. Just kill my next character. Why don't you?
Yep.
For fun.
Yeah,
A
just
little
go
bit
for it.
a little bit of salt infused there, just a tad.
So I don't know. I wouldn't mind it, but I do want to see that Broly because I totally forgot all about the blue hair type deal. I wonder, was it actually like blue hair or was it just like black with the shading? You know, because sometimes they
No,
used to shade
I think
like
it was
that.
straight up blue hair. I'm pretty sure, if I remember
okay.
right.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be black with shading. Now that I think about it, he's going Super Saiyan. That was a dumb comment.
I'm pretty sure it was blue if I remember right.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It has to be
Strange
blue unless it's
Saiyans
like
with different
yellow,
blue hair.
right? There's not a ton of questions. People are laughing at the Brienne stuff.
I wonder why.
There's a question here. Says, I got 3K Chronos and a 9-star Vegeta and Goku and Sword of Hope Trunks. Should I dive back in or save?
Oh.
Honestly, if you can still use units from that banner, I would actually go back in because this is still the triple rates, triple Z power thing. You can get so many units. I would do it because if you get an LF, you get basically 3 copies of the LF, whichever it is. So I think it's more valuable than the 600 Z power, like regular banner that's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Anyone else?
Well,
All in agreement?
yeah, I
Yeah,
would
I
say
think
go
I'll
back
pretty
in.
much agree on that,
But
yeah.
I also have a question too. So since it's basically the same as him, so I have 9,000 CC right now. So I have both of the
Rich
LFs. No, I have both of the LFs at 6 stars from the triple rates banners. I basically have the Broly at I have the Broly at 14 stars and the Zamasu I think at red star 3. Should I go back in? I'm missing Evolution Vegeta still and the full power Frieza. Like completely.
Then yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say go back in as well. Yeah, dude, that evolution Vegeta is like heavily slept on. He's so good.
Blow all of your crystals, honestly, because
Well, the thing about those banners is I don't swell anywhere near. Like I don't spend as much as I did for the first couple years of the game. So a lot of those characters like Frieza or like SSBE, I was content with them at like 3 or 4 stars, and I was using them doing my videos fine. It didn't matter. But on this banner, well, these banners, those same characters for me went from 3, 4, maybe 6. I don't pull till 6 anymore is my point. But maybe if I got lucky. But anyways, they went from those numbers to like mid red stars or all the way to 14 stars, just because the sheer amount of Z power that you get. And the rates as well, like it's just too good. And then that's just the LFs. There are also other very good sparkings on these banners that might be up for consideration. And if you're saying you don't even have some of these characters, and if you have some at low stars, then yeah, I'd say go back in. Right. That's just a general thing, because they made it a very clear thing to say that this is something exclusive to the Legends Festival. Very good chance we don't see this again. Also, I'm going to throw this out there. There's a good solid chance. I don't want to say like too good, but there's a solid chance this doesn't happen next year either, by the way. I wouldn't just pencil this in as an annual Legends Festival perk. So we'll see how they feel about it if they want to bring it back. So
fair.
As of right now, this is the banner to consider, especially when you think about the fact the next banner is going to be a LF banner. Again, they're going to be back to normal. It's going to just be that. And it might be another character alongside him. It might be a solo. It doesn't really matter. It won't be better than this banner.
Nope.
So, and then these are all really good characters anyway. Like even the side characters are really good.
I think Azdeek summoning right now.
Yeah,
I can hear it.
I'm literally going to summon right now.
Make a video, dude. My last summons on my last try for this, whatever.
Honestly, yeah, I didn't
Milk
record it. Yeah,
Milk
100%.
I will.
All right, let's move on so we can get another one here.
I think we can get one more.
What's you guys' opinion on the PvP boost now that we've had our 3rd rendition of it?
I don't feel like it doesn't really make a difference other than, new units being even more overpowered.
Yeah.
So basically the featured buff, is what most people were complaining about. And also the feeling like, that, for example, Goku and Vegeta, I believe they all got their buff for 2 seasons. So, it was even more, it felt like an eternity where you just see the new characters. And I feel like they didn't account when they made that. I feel like they didn't account for this triple Z power banner, because I can see this being valuable when you have like you, DFree, say you're like a 3, 4, maybe 6 star LF unit. Some people even having just them at 2 stars, be like, okay, I'm happy I got the unit, I'm gonna dip. Then I feel like those buffs are good. But other than that, it's like, why? And then I don't see people bring PyCon or, Goresh dropped a video today on Nappa and with an S tier buff. But outside of showcases, I don't see many people deviate from the meta teams anyways, like Mono Purple, Super Saiyans with the fusions or movies or whatever, it's like, I feel like it doesn't really impact the meta that much.
It doesn't. Like, it really doesn't. Like, I'll tell you that just because we talked about showcases, like my most recent upload probably still is the Goten and Trunks. The green Goten and the yellow Trunks. They're like Z tier boosts, and they like are paired with Bardock, and they still don't do anything. Like the thing is, and I say it in that video, is like, you could give these characters, and I'm not joking, these old characters like them anyway, that are in like the Z tier boost, which is like 40% in damage and like 40% defense or like 35 on defenses, whatever the number is, it's really high.
Yeah, it's like Zenkai.
You could give these same characters like freaking 100 or 150% damage. I'm not joking. And like 50 to 70% cut, and they still wouldn't be all that great because their kits are so old and so bad.
Yep.
Seriously, look at some of these characters. Look at the characters I just talked about, the Goten and Trunks. They're horrible.
You're just constantly gonna run out of key, out of cards, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do anything. You're out of key, you're out of cards all the time. The damage isn't great. Like, these are characters that very clearly need a Zenkai, and unfortunately for the boost system, I think it was designed in part, in fact, I know it was designed in part to try to bring relevance to underused characters and shake up the meta. But the problem is the same characters that are good are going to be good regardless afterwards, and the same ones that are bad are going to be bad afterwards. There are going to be characters that are on the fringe, like the Legends Road Zenkais. I think they have like middle tier buffs, and then also the Zenkai portion of those is a whole different deviation anyway, because they get like low numbers, like 10%
like
or whatever.
5, 8,
but like
something.
there are characters that are like just new enough that, if they get like a S or like SSG Shallot, I used him in a recent video too. I don't know if that one's out yet, but nonetheless, one thing I say in that video is that like he is just new enough to where I think he has a S tier boost to where that actually is like good. And he also has added relevance in being neutral versus the whole game. But he came out during like the year 2 anniversary. So he's just new enough. But characters older than him, even if they got like Z tier, it's just not good. So the real issue with it, outside of the lack of usefulness for older characters, is the featured characters appearing way better than they are on the cusp of like, actually like on their initial release for like a solid month or 2 months. And I don't want to say like way better, but those numbers scale pretty crazily when these characters get to high stars, which wouldn't you know it, they had the 3 times Z power drop rate. So like, you know, so I don't know. I need to see more of it really. But overall, I mean, like I like it as an idea. I feel like it could be a lot better. And I just genuinely don't and probably won't ever like the new characters being there, simply because even before it was there before the attack characters, I'm pretty sure. It just feels like every month's blurring together. But I'm pretty sure that something came out right before the attack characters, and I did a video and I was like, man, they're pretty good. And at the end of the video, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me double check this. And I was like, oh great, they're in the boost. And now I just feel like this is completely, inaccurate representation now. I just don't like it. So that's just from my perspective, or I'm sure all you guys can agree, if you're producing content, you don't want to, misrepresent. So it is what it is, though. It's clearly not going away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I also feel like, the leader slot has made way more of a splash than, the boost system has in terms of the team's diversity. It's not that diverse, but at least, you can say, okay, is Gogeta the savior of LOE or some stuff like this, So you can at least goof around and, make way more different teams and just try out your favorite unit on a good team if it's not on one already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were designed together to be, we'll try to bring relevance to old characters. And also, on a topic we touched earlier, the leader slot was also designed to say, hey, we don't have to give you more Super Warriors. How about you run these characters and fix your Z ability deficiency with some old characters, or put a good character on your team? Like, that's what that's for. Oh, we don't have to give you more LOE because you can just put SS4 Gogeta there. Have fun. So, like, these are here for a reason. But I don't love the boost system for the fact that, like I said, the misrepresentation on new characters and the sheer lack of uselessness that it has for old characters. I feel like old characters there's no reason to run them. Their kits are still horrible. They don't have the cover changes. They don't have to nullify this or that. They don't have anything. Half of them don't have ultimates. They don't have, and if they have ultimates, they don't got blast armor on it. They don't have anything that makes these characters OP anymore. So the stat increase is just there. And these characters are better off getting a Zenkai. It just is what it is. So that's my piece on it.
Anything to add from you guys?
No, I completely agree. Some of these kits are just ridiculously short, man. Just can't. They're unsavable.
Yeah.
Even with the Zenkai, like they would have to rely just purely off of those 2 extra uniques, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, what would happen is the pre-existing ones just get completely reworked. Like stuff like the Goten and Trunks, like, oh, if you have Trunks on your team, get this buff. It's like, okay, whatever.
That's it.
This is it was like, come on, man. Got to completely just redo this from the ground up. And then one of the things that like they do try to do that. I talked about it with the Goku, how he had things in his kit that they specifically widened and broadened the range of teams he could be used on. And the onset that he had for Ki, where it's like for the first like 5 counts he doesn't get it, but then he gets it, and it's like, okay, well, whatever. Now he has it automatically. Like they try to patch these characters in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Fine closing words.
We have more or what?
I think we're good for today, as Riku would say. So this closes out the podcast for this week. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to everybody in chat right here and everybody over on YouTube. For you on Twitch right here, this will go live on YouTube in about 25 hours, so you can rewatch it, or if you missed parts of it, just check that out. As always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias, especially Twitter, to stay up to date with all our new releases. We also do have a public Discord, a subreddit, Facebook, just missing LinkedIn, I guess. We also have TikTok. And don't forget to follow all our creators on their respective Twitters, and you can see their channels. So if they're, active on YouTube or Twitch or both. And with that said, have a great week. We'll be back with the episode 69, haha, funny number, next week. Until then, have a great week, stay safe, and we are going to raid off one of our members, ZVG. Bye, everybody.
Later, guys.
Peace out.